Well, we finally made it to Friday, thank goodness, after quite an interesting weather week. The interesting weather patterns will continue into the weekend and then into next week. But first, as usual, here on Daybreak, we start the weather out with a look across the country, a little bit of convective activity across central and over to the northwest part of Colorado. Here in Montana, convective activity definitely present over the past 12 hours, give or take a little bit. In fact, had quite a bit of a rogue lightning strike that knocked out some of the systems here at KTVH and really threw us for a loop. It just rocked us pretty good. Came in this morning to see what had been done. But overall, here in Helena right now, seeing skies pretty dry, pretty clear. Clear as far as moisture is concerned. Sun's not quite risen yet, but we hope it does, and sure it will. We predict that one for you. But as we move forward into your day today, we'll start out with temperatures this morning around 55, 56 degrees, so a little bit warmer than yesterday, but still comfortable nevertheless. Here's a look at your radar and overlay of fires, where the fires are currently, and it's good to see that some of these fires on the western side of the state, and especially down into Idaho with that moose fire that started in Salmon, Idaho, continuing to burn. Quite the big fire. In fact, I'd say it was probably huge. That's what the label would fit there. And nevertheless, seeing moisture moving through southwest Montana, and that will continue as we move forward throughout the weekend. As we take a look right now at your weather advisories, weather alerts, this gray shade is for an air quality advisory that still exists for areas through the far western part of the state. And then down into Idaho, it's still there, but definitely not as much as we've seen throughout the week, and still a few remnants in the Pacific Northwest. Here's a look at our air quality map. Good thing this morning, no reds, no purples, and of course, reds and purples all the way over here on the bad end of the scale. So it's a good thing to see things improving, and we will see things continue to improve next week. As far as your Friday is concerned, see a low pressure system push quite a bit of rainfall and storm activity through central Montana, and then as it moves off to the east part of the state, we'll see a QLCS type event start to develop, which is quasi-linear convective system, or squall lines, as you probably remember from back in the day. So you'll really start to see that form as we move over to the east here. Pretty linear event moving out to the east, and as this moves out to the east, watch out for some of those flash flooding events over to the eastern side of the state. Billings, Jordan, Glendive, all areas, even Glasgow over to the east. But as that moves out to the east, we'll see our afternoon pretty dry here in central Montana as we move into the late afternoon. Then into your Saturday morning, we get a decent break into mid-morning and midday before another low pressure system pushes isolated and intermittent, but decently heavy storms through southwest Montana. Those will stay pretty much to the southwest and off to the east as well. So not really going to see much as far as rainfall is concerned. Great Falls, and even areas to the north along the High Line. But here's a look at that low pressure system today that's already pushing rain through central Montana. Quite a bit of convective activity. Here's the low pressure system for tomorrow, mainly going to stay to the south, southwest, and southeast. And then into your Sunday morning, low pressure system number 1 moves through the state, bringing more rain to southwest Montana again, but overall not going to be as big of a rain event. And then Sunday evening into Monday, here comes yet another low pressure system. Going to come right up from the northwest, drop down into the state, bringing cooler temperatures as well as potential for some mountain snow late next week.